Check 1, 2. Coming to you live from Sunnyside Little League Park in Burlington, Iowa. It's the Derek Luna Show. This week, thoughts and prayers. Baseball with Harrison BROADSTREET. Plus, open mic post-game presser. And now, he's calling strikes, but he's thinking about balls. Derek Luna. Thank you. How are we? I am here at the Sunnyside Little League Park in Burlington, Iowa. I'm out on the road doing some shows here in Burlington. Excited about that. We're doing a baseball-themed show today. Sports-related, baseball-themed, related. And you guys really let me down on the makeshift monologue. Almost no suggestions. Somebody just wrote, "Who's on first?" That's not a joke. That's not a joke at all. That's a sketch, a reference to a sketch. Somebody suggested to do the diarrhea song. You know, sliding into first, feel a juicy burst, diarrhea, sliding into home. Why is that guy playing? There's a lot of questions there. Why are we playing so much baseball if our stomach is just shattered? Just in shambles, and we've got this much diarrhea. So no makeshift monologue today. Instead, I am introducing a brand new segment called Thoughts and Prayers. Thoughts and Prayers, guys. It's here it should be called Random Thoughts and Prayers, but random thoughts, random prayers, thoughts and prayers to the comedy community. I'm getting ready to do some traveling. I'm getting a chance to see some of these different places and some of the different communities that have come together to try to tell jokes to one another, and it's awesome. So shout out to that. Thoughts and prayers to the good people in Gainesville, Missouri, who put together my new motor and my ride, the Crow. The Crow's Nest. It's rocking. She's been just humming on this last road trip, running really well. Excited about that. I've got some new dates on the calendar I will share with you momentarily. And thoughts and prayers to Jeremy Renner. I heard Jeremy Renner got ran over by a snowplow not too long ago. Thoughts and prayers. Although I do wonder if getting run over by a snowplow is just a Hollywood euphemism for being addicted to cocaine. Thank you. Thoughts and prayers just to everybody out there. Like I said, I've got some, this is all falling apart. I look like a pedophile here hanging out in the Little League Park. So I've got some dates coming up. I'm not sure exactly. I'm trying to think of when this will air. I'm heading up north to Bloomer, Wisconsin on March 31st at the end of the month. The day after that, on April Fool's Day, I will be at Cedar River, Michigan, and that is no fools. For sure, I will be there. The week after that, I'm really excited about this trip. I'm going to Huntsville, Alabama on April 6th. April 7th, I'm saying Atlanta. I'm saying I will be in Atlanta, but I will be Atlanta adjacent, technically. And April 8th, I will be in Carrollton, Illinois. So links for tickets and flyers for those events will be up on my Instagram page shortly. Check that out at Derek Luna 83. All right, today we got a baseball-themed episode. We talked to Harrison BROADSTREET about the upcoming baseball season. It is the opening day shortly, and the World Baseball Classic just wrapped up, and Japan won. And I want Shohei Ohtani to come to my Dodgers. We'll see if that happens. We chat with Harrison about that. And in a brand new segment, which we will definitely see again, we do post-game open mic, post-game press conferences, showing a little bit of what's going on open mic night there locally in Springfield, Missouri. and talk to the participants post game. We definitely will be doing that segment again. It was a lot of fun. So enjoy the show, guys. Welcome to the baseball preview.
Baseball preview
on the Derek Luna YouTube show. Thanks for joining us. I'm here in a
house,
an undisclosed location.
You're in a house.
I'm in Harrison's bus. This is my friend Harrison BROADSTREET. Give it up for Harrison BROADSTREET, everyone.
Thank
you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get it out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Where can we find you online? I like doing the plugs at the top.
Yeah, Harrison BROADSTREET across all social medias.
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I don't tweet.
You don't do any of that?
Do you tweet?
No, I'm not on Twitter either.
I don't have enough ideas to be putting them in multiple places.
I'm on YouTube and IG, and that's it.
Yeah, I was on YouTube for a little bit, but then the comments hurt my feelings, so it's all hidden.
Yeah, you can turn those off, I think.
Yeah.
I haven't had enough viewers on the Derek Luna YouTube show to even really have a lot of comments yet. So I'll probably turn them off soon.
I'm going to bring in tens of people.
Tens and tens.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Once I hashtag all the Major League Baseball and the baseball stuff and the Baseball World Classic and hashtag Benedict Arnold.
And all the things we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all the baseball things.
This episode's going to be hot.
It's gonna be great.
Spring is upon us.
First day.
We're recording this on the first day of spring.
Mm-hmm.
No lies. Let's get our set decoration in here.
Oh.
There you go.
Fell apart. It was poorly put together.
Yeah.
Who'd you put on that?
You, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
It is the first day of spring.
Mm-hmm.
Spring's the first day, and baseball's coming up next week. We have opening day.
Whew, so excited.
And so, yeah. And, man, every year I do this where we get into the off season, and I forget what all happens. I said, hey, we should talk about baseball before opening day, and then the next thought I had was, who won the World Series last year? It was Houston.
It was the Astros.
Those cheating ass bastards.
People are still mad about it, and that I don't care. Everybody does that.
Cheats?
Everybody steals signs.
Yeah, but not the way they were doing it. Bro.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. They're just better at it.
And they did it against my Doyers.
All right. Yeah, they
stole the ring.
That's the biggest problem. Yeah. Well, you probably would have given it to them anyway.
2017. Is that when that was?
I don't remember.
It was a long time ago.
I'm terrible with dates.
It was a long time ago.
But you guys are notoriously bad in the postseason, so
yeah, that's true.
They probably wouldn't have had to cheat.
We're there every year.
Yeah.
Gone very quickly.
It's upsetting. For me, even as somebody as a Cardinals fan, it's just like, what are you guys doing?
You got to be in it to win it.
You guys are so much better than us.
Yeah.
And then Matt Adams single-handedly knocks you guys out of the...
At least we're not the Clippers. That's my other team. The Clippers, on paper, theoretically, if everyone's healthy, are the best team ever constructed on paper.
I'm not going to comment on it because this is a baseball podcast.
Yeah, we're back to
this
baseball.
Is a baseball episode.
I'm thinking the shot will look good, so I keep doing it.
Dodgers lost Bellinger.
So we gave up Bellinger.
It's upsetting for you guys.
That's what I'm looking at with my Dodge is we just lost Belly, and then any other big changes? Kershaw's just another year older, so
he's got to be close to
that's
done.
not great.
Is this his last year?
I assume he'll just not quit the team. He'll just become a pitching coach, right? Isn't that what he's going to do?
Maybe. You think he's trying to win one and then be done?
He's going to do a year or two under Honeycutt and then just be like, when do you want out, big dog?
How old is he?
I don't know.
32?
He's older
31,
than that.
33? How old do goats get? I'm not going to say.
I don't
he's
know,
not the
but
goat.
he's been pretty shaky the last handful of years.
Yeah. So was Bellinger for you, though. Bellinger wasn't great for you
He
the
needs
last
a
couple of years.
backiotomy. He needs Tommy John on his back.
Backiotomy.
And I don't think they do Tommy John on your back.
What did Tommy have to say about your back? Did he have any procedures I could do for
I don't know.
scoliosis?
He needs it.
What's wrong with it? Is it just perpetually bad?
I don't know. It seems like they always
structure.
Just like rest him the whole year. Or like he'll be out for opening day, and then a couple weeks in, he's hurt.
Oh, my back.
And then he's like, I'm going to be out until like a month before the postseason.
And then he comes back and doesn't do. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
mediocre.
I like our younger pitchers. They seem like they're just a year away every year. And, I mean, I'm talking Urias and...
He played really well in the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, they're going against
He's getting
Japan.
meaner and meaner, too.
I think he's throwing tonight against Japan.
He's real confident.
I'm excited. He looks like a lizard.
Yeah, he looks kind of wild. He's got a weird, funky eye.
Yeah, wasn't it like... Doesn't he have like it was like the Stephen A. Smith, or not the Stephen A. Smith?
I'm probably going to get this wrong, forgive me, but I think his left eye is not functioning. I think he's pitching with one good eye.
Imagine trying to do that with one eye, just closing your eye, and
pretty crazy.
good luck. Good luck doing anything.
Pretty crazy.
And he's at the highest level of baseball.
Yeah.
That's
so,
crazy.
and then, Frederick Friedman is still on the team, and nobody knows if he's upset to be on the team or not.
He's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's too nice to be a professional.
As long as we got Mookie, we'll always be in it.
Mookie's fantastic.
Yeah.
The name is
Mookie Betts.
Mookie.
I like Mookie.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a slur.
It's a baseball. It does.
It does.
Didn't it used to be an insult back in the 50s? You'd call somebody like a mook or something? Or,
yeah,
is that a racist
I don't know.
thing? We're on episode 3, and I think we've already been super racist like 4 times. God damn.
That's unintentionally. Unintentional ground double.
Yeah. Ground double.
Unintentional ground rule double.
That's a runner on.
Oh, he's on second. There's nobody out. This is a tough one to get out. But yeah, I think the Dodgers are just perpetually in the hunt.
Yeah.
In a good, but
I heard the first rumor that we were going to get Ohtani, and I was like, hold on now.
There's a chance. I mean, you guys are one of the few markets that have enough money to go get him.
Just come up the road, big dog.
They're going to have to, because the Padres made a big move and got Xander Bogaerts from Boston. So that division is getting better.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Fucking Giants.
The biggest things going on in baseball are not the offseason moves.
I want to hear about your Cardinals real quick, and then we'll move on to rule changes, and then we got to talk a little World Baseball Classic, because you were telling me about some shit that went down.
There is some crazy stuff going on. Cardinals, I'm so bad about keeping up with now.
Did they do anything?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I mean, nothing that was noteworthy.
The Cardinals, to me, every year seem like they kind of wait and see what's happening, and then they make moves at the postseason, at the trading deadline, based on what's going on.
Getting Arenado was like one of the biggest things ever, because I remember it was like, and it's always from the Rockies. It's always guys, because then it was Matt Holliday before him. Goldschmidt was kind of big.
Yeah,
but we don't really make big moves in the
But they
offseason.
do have moves like that where they'll keep an eye on a guy, and they're like, we're gonna try to get that guy come next contract. And like Arenado was Goldschmidt was another one that they were obviously had their eye on. And they're always these same sort of guys that are like usually the best guy on their team, and a guy who's like a position player but on a team that's going nowhere.
Yeah.
And like a notoriously great like hustle teamwork guy.
So
those two guys.
I lied, and I remembered Wilson Contreras is who we got to replace Yachty. So that's a tough. You're not filling those shoes, so you got to go. So they go a little different direction. A guy who maybe lacks a little defensively, but is an offensive catcher who will hit some home runs and put the ball out, but a lot swing and miss guy. Still defensively pretty good, but it'll be interesting to see what he does. He's coming over from the Cubs, so that's always like I've hated this guy for years.
Yeah.
And talked so much shit, and now I'm like,
well, they'll iron it out.
We'll figure it out. So I'm excited to see what that's about. But that's
it's such a long season.
It'll be interesting.
There's some people get really worked up about opening day, and I guess we are trying to get worked up about opening day. I guess I get worked up about opening day, and then I kind of, if I'm honest, I kind of forget. I check scores until around the All-Star break.
My buddy does. My buddy takes work off every day on opening day. He's a big Yankees fan, and he's like, all of my friends are so much more involved in sports than I am. So like, there's group chats where they're throwing out all these trade rumors and stats and shit. I'm just like.
Are they in a fantasy league?
Oh, all of us.
Because I don't do fantasy.
I
think it helps you keep up on. Yeah.
I do football, but I don't do baseball. Because baseball, you have to set your lineup every day, and it's a huge commitment, and I don't do well with that.
I ain't playing that game.
So, I can't do this every day. I'm a fair weather fan. But we've got this. The last thing I'll say about the Cardinals is we've got this shortstop, Mason Wynn, who has an absolute cannon. he has like.
Was he the guy who played for the Springfield Cardinals last year? I saw him at a game I went to a couple games last year. I saw him play.
Yeah, he has an absolute rocket of an arm. He's hucking it across the diamond at like 100 miles an hour.
When the whole team stepped out on the field, it was like, now that guy is an athlete.
You can always see him. You're like, oh, that guy's.
Before he even took an at bat or anything, you'd be like, well, what's that guy's name?
He won't be here long.
Yeah, for sure.
He's just stopping by.
Shout out Springfield Cardinals. We do live in Springfield, Missouri, currently, where they have a beautiful little ballpark.
Yeah, AA.
It's super fun. I try to go to a couple games each year.
We need to go to one.
Yeah, it's super fun.
We always talk about it, and then we need to just go to one. They have a $5
super fun
night,
and it's what is it? AAA?
AA.
Mm-hmm.
There was talks about it going away because they were selling the stadium when Mr. Hammond died and his estate was up for sale or something like that.
I think that was rumors, but
AA.
it's a really cool park, isn't it?
It's a lot of fun.
It's a super fun time.
It's fun watching those games, but
I like to because it's a minor league game. You'll get wild swings. Like,
oh man,
the games I go to are like 11 to 15 or something
like
that.
Very rarely do you get a game where it's like, oh man, this is a 2-1 game in the 8th.
Yeah, what is going on? Not a lot of pitching duels.
Oh man, no. There's a lot of guys that are trying to figure some stuff out.
Oh, good transition into the rule changes for this year, because that's what they were trying to do, is to increase offense. And
it always goes through the minor leagues first.
They took out the shift.
Taking out the shift.
Last year they did DH everywhere.
I hate it, but
I'm kind of into it. I liked whenever there was a pitcher who could hit. That was always fun.
For me, it takes away the thinking aspect of the game. It takes away the managerial duels of, do I let my pitcher hit here? Do I pinch hit and go to my bullpen? What do I do in this situation? Which it feels like the dumbing down of the game to, quote, broaden the sport and to bring more people in. And I don't think that's how you do it.
You're anti.
I hate it.
DH.
I hate all the new rule changes.
I think it was Bill Burr who had this whole take on Conan about, he's a hockey fan. And hockey was doing these things to try to widen its appeal, and he was like, no, don't do it.
Don't change the game for these idiots.
Yeah, he was like, we're good where we're at. You're not going to get very much bigger than this, so you got a really loyal, don't alienate your fans that you do have. Like,
Major League Baseball's problem is the way it's marketed and the way that the problem isn't in the game, because when you go to a game, you have fun. Nobody goes to a game and is like, oh, that was boring. Even in blowouts, you're like, oh, this is fun. Let's just sit here and enjoy this.
I don't think there is a problem. I'm kind of with the Bill Burr take on this idea.
There's no problem.
The regular season is not for TV consumption, really. Like,
it's a marathon.
You're not if you're the regular season ratings to be good, like, that's crazy. The biggest thing about the regular season is to go live to the park. It's never been more fun. I try to go a handful of times a year.
Yeah. What's the the regular season TV rating for the Washington Wizards?
Yeah,
it can't be that great.
Yeah, who cares?
Nobody's complaining in the NBA about, oh, we got to change the game to make
Yeah.
It makes money where it's supposed to.
Yeah.
So it bugs the heck out of me. All the rule changes, and the reason that the scores are so drastically crazy now, because they're tampering with it. When you start tampering with it, wild things start happening. So they messed with the baseballs a few years ago, then offense went way down. Then they messed with the tack, and they had real focus on pitchers and not having grip of the baseball, and then offensive numbers went way up. And now they're like, well, we're going to pre-tack the baseballs, and we're going to take away the shift, and they're trying to mess with the game to even it out, but the game evens itself out.
You think it's too much?
The game figures itself out. Guys figure out how to do what they're supposed to. So
I would say no on the pitch clock. I'm kind of anti-pitch clock, because I think that all builds tension, and if it takes a long time, who cares? Some of my favorite games have been super long, crazy games. Those games are legendary.
It builds up tension. Exactly what you said, and also it helps players understand what's happening in that situation.
Yeah.
And to know what and if you're basically saying, we don't want our athletes to perform at their highest level. We don't want to give them the best chance to perform. We want to speed it up to get more sponsorships during commercials.
I'm kind of with you on that one. I don't care if a guy wants to. I mean, it feels like you're going to miss out on stuff like the Soto Shuffle.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff like that.
When you got to get right back in the box and get ready. You can't be a personality.
And that's not fun. And that's been one of my favorite things in the last year is watching this dude grab his crotch and stare down pitchers. And
it's boring.
It's insane.
If it goes faster, it's going to be boring.
The defensive shift. This is one where, man, I can really see how it's going to make a huge difference. I feel like it's getting swept in with all these other rule changes, and everybody's really focused on the pitch clock and the defensive shift. There have been pitchers that have made entire careers off of hitting into contact and hitting with the shift.
Yeah.
I just think this is going to completely change everything about the way the game's approached, and people really aren't as focused on it because it's included with this other thing.
It's going to do its job. It's going to increase offensive numbers like crazy, but the idea that you're telling a manager where he can position his players on the field is crazy. I hate it. Like, I hate them saying you can't put this guy over here, because what they're going to do, the rule is infielders, I think. So they're just starting to shift outfielders. So they're just saying, we're going to bring this outfielder in and play where the second baseman used to play.
It's just going to force a different rule. Yeah. Okay.
We'll figure it out. We don't care.
I guess we'll see how this turns out.
There's always going to be managers that do that, and those guys are
runner
wonderful.
On, maybe.
Yeah. It's like what Don Madden, or what's his name? Madden for...
John Madden?
John Madden used to... For the Cubs, he used to bring pitchers in and have them play right field, because he could have them play right field. Like, say you have a lefty pitcher playing right field. You have a righty-righty matchup.
Yeah.
Then you get a lefty. You bring him in. You make the other guy go play right field. Yeah. And you're not making a pitching change.
He's just doing the math.
You can swap them back. So it's like there's always going to be managers who figure out how to milk these rules. But the one thing I am excited about with these rules and the pitch clocks is I'm excited to see stolen bases go up, because with only being able to pick off like 1 or 2 times or something like that, and having to go quickly, guys like Trey Turner are going to steal 60 bases, because they know if you've picked over once, you can't pick over here again. So I'm just going to get a huge lead and fucking take off.
Do you think that's going to affect the records in any way? Like,
no, nobody's touching Ricky Henderson's
record. I was going to say, like,
it's unreal.
Ricky Henderson's unreal stolen base
It's
record.
Like 130 bases or something like that.
There's a great YouTube video somewhere where it's like a little miniature documentary about how far ahead he is than the second and third place.
Well, he's only in second place for a single season. He's in second place. He has 130. Some other guy has 135.
Yeah.
Some random guy from 1896 or some shit like that.
Played before the Civil War broke out.
Yeah.
in a Civil War shortened season.
That's one of my favorite. That was a good one. Ding 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 ding. One of my favorite baseball stories was from the Civil War, because that's how it got spread around the country.
Yeah, yeah.
And so there's a story of them playing a game, and then a fight broke out, because what happened is they ambushed the side that was playing the game to kidnap the center fielder who had the baseball. So they had lost a man and the only baseball in Alexandria, Texas.
They didn't have any other baseballs?
No, they just had that one. So the guys are just waiting. I imagine the guys are just waiting in the cornfield behind.
They suspended the game. They had to, right?
Well, yeah, they don't have a baseball. And they lost the center fielder.
Somebody jotted it down. It was like, we'll finish this.
Yeah.
You get the teams back together, and like 3 people have been killed in action.
That's actually what the main part of the Civil War was about. They're just fighting over the one baseball.
Well, if there's one baseball,
yeah,
it was pretty important back then.
It was.
What's you gonna do?
And now we have the sport we have today.
Oh, God bless it.
Yada yada yada. Jackie Robinson, and here we are.
Speaking of America and baseball. You were telling me about the most American fucking thing I've ever heard.
Oh, man.
In the World Baseball Classic.
Yep.
We beat the hell out of Cuba last night.
13-2, 12-2, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Just beat the brakes off them.
Go roll a cigar.
Showed them what democracy does.
Yeah.
That's a popular vote on your ass.
Yeah. That's what democracy does.
Yeah. That's a general majority right there.
Yeah. This team like communism. Good on paper.
And one player on the Cuban team said, maybe democracy's not that bad.
Maybe democracy. I love this. A Cuban player, if I get this correct, a Cuban player didn't get on the plane, and he defected.
From Miami, he just was like, nah, I'm not going to go. First Cuban player to ever defect during the World Baseball Classic.
He defected. Now, Kevin Durant joined the team that beat him in the NBA playoffs. And everybody was like, that's atrocious.
Yeah.
This dude defected to the country that beat him.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I want citizenship here. You guys are so much better at baseball.
That's amazing. Would that ever happen in any other case besides the United States?
I mean,
no. You get beat by Japan and then all of a sudden be like, I've applied for Japanese citizenship.
Marcus Stroman he played on the team that won the championship 4 years ago for the USA, but he played for the Puerto Rican team this year.
So it does happen.
It does happen.
But he's probably not asking for citizenship, probably.
No, he still wants to be here.
He still wants to be an American.
No, I'm just visiting. I want to...
So God bless it.
Yeah, so he stayed, and he's with us now.
How old is he?
Team USA. We don't know.
No one knows how old. No one knows.
That was made clear in the article. That
no one. They show you a picture of him whenever he's 10 years old. He's got like a full beard.
Yeah.
This is when he was 10.
He was 10, and the big growth hormones there in Cuba.
Mucho muchacho.
So he's going to be... Cardinals need a catcher. Well, we don't. We have Wilson Contreras.
Does this guy play catcher?
He's a catcher. And he said, I don't want to do this anymore. And is here now.
He said no to communism.
Yeah, so...
It's amazing. What an amazing turn of events.
World Baseball Classic, bringing democracy to the world.
Hey, guys, I missed my plane.
Oops. You got a spot?
You got a spot?
I can hit.
Call Mattingly. We'll put you on the Marlins.
They need him.
They do. They need something.
He's already there.
Home, home, Marlins, make us proud. If you haven't seen the Marlins song written by Scott Stapp, go check that out. I'll link that in the comments. I don't know if I can legally.
You don't own the rights to it.
No.
I think as long as you say that, you can.
I don't own the rights to it, but it's amazing.
I see a whole bunch of fake influencers say, I don't own the rights to these music that's playing in the background. Like, oh, legally binding. I got it.
Let's play baseball today.
Just reading a scorebook.
Yeah.
1 strike. 2 strike.
Swing away.
Grounded into a fielder's choice.
Triple play.
A double play.
That's probably a good spot to leave it on our baseball preview. But I'm excited that spring's here. And with that, means baseball.
I'm excited. I'm paying way too much money to have the Fubo package to watch baseball. So if you ever want to come watch baseball on the bus, you're more than welcome.
I will.
And
is this going out to the fans out there too?
No, just you. There's not enough room. There's barely enough room for you.
To anybody out there, if you catch me at one of my shows, no matter where you're at, I usually travel with a wiffle ball bat and a wiffle ball baseball in my trunk of my car. Ask me. Let's get out there. Let's pitch a couple. I'll throw some heat by you.
Do you have it with you now?
No. I took it out. I just got my car back.
Oh.
We're hitting the road again. You got anything else you want to plug?
Road again. No, Kansas City next week, you and I. And
this won't come out before then, but...
Oh, yeah, you're right. So, no, just...
I'm going to Atlanta.
Ooh.
April 7th. In Huntsville, April 6th.
That's exciting.
April 8th, I'm in Carrollton, Illinois. So...
Ooh. Carrollton, Illinois.
Go check those out. Links for those will be on, my page and stuff. It'll be fun.
This was fun.
Yeah, this was a good time. Thanks for joining me, bud.
USA.
Go Dodgers.
USA.
I'm here live at the Billiards Corner Pocket Open Mic, where these titans of comedy are about to do open mic battle on this very stage, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be getting post-game reactions from all the participants. It's the victory, the thrill of victory, rather, and the agony of defeat. There will somebody probably will talk about feet and body parts, and We're bringing you all the action, pre-recorded live right here from Corner Pocket. Stick around. Harrison, really great performance, by the way.
Thank
the stat sheet's pretty full tonight. On a night like tonight with so much success, but so much of it about religion, do you ever worry about your long-term legacy? I mean, like in heaven, do you think you'll get to heaven?
It's crazy. Sex, women make you do crazy things. Pussy is so enticing that even God was like, I want to try it once.
Yeah, there's some questions about that. Shortcuts. Should a player be dabbling in these things? And how will it affect his legacy to get in the Hall? Maybe that great old Hall in the sky.
Any of it. It's not God-fearing women. I had a woman tell me, she was like, I want to role play on your school bus. Ew, no. What role are we going to play? The handsy guy who's driving the bus? That's not a fun role.
Yes, Harrison, by the way, congratulations. Great night. With so many jokes, so revealing about your living on a bus and shitting in a toilet and being just a general scumbag.
I can't hook up with a girl and then send my roommate in the next morning to be like, hey, don't be scared. He really likes you. By the way, you're pregnant. So,
Do you worry about how your laser focus on stage is going to possibly lead to a drought with the ladies off stage, or do you just not worry about that?
That's a really good question, and I think there's some things that go into this that are just bigger than the game. When at the end of the day, what are you really doing it for? Are you doing it to make people laugh, or are you doing it for pussy? And if you're just out here doing it for pussy, the jokes will show.
Do you need a ride to your bus?
Yeah, could I get a ride? Are you going that way?
Yeah, over here on the right. A lot of the racial stuff seemed like it was a bit of a struggle tonight. Any plans for that going forward as we enter the big playoff push here?
We really tried to keep it as brown friendly as I could.
And when I went to the DMV to renew my license, the lady asked me for my green card. I don't know if you know this, but asking a brown person for any sort of card is like asking a black person for their ID. One person, all right then.
Do you think that the jokes would have been received better with a Puerto Rican, or as you would say, brown audience, or?
No, because Puerto Rican people just don't have a sense of humor. I don't know if you saw what happened there. I just bombed badly, so I think it would have been worse. I probably would have been stabbed.
Or likely your life would have been in danger.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric, looking at the stat sheet, it was a pretty good night for you. 5 minutes, 15 laughs. What are your thoughts? Is that a win for you overall, or is it something?
When it comes to self-deprecating, it's kind of like even when you win, you lose.
I heard if you don't eat enough fruits, like oranges and stuff, you get scurvy. But I'd still rather have that than find out what happens when you go through Hot Pocket withdrawals. Just I don't know what that'd be like. Probably reverse diarrhea or something.
Speaking of the self-deprecating humor, you're getting a lot of great laughs off of telling everybody what a huge piece of shit you are. Does that ever make you sad, or do you have trouble focusing on the larger picture?
Mostly it makes me feel like I'm finally getting the right perception of myself.
We tamed wild animals. How did we do that? Probably trial and error. We probably tried some stuff that didn't work.
You can hear me?
Okay, over here to the left.
A little to the left.
Yeah, Josh, great performance tonight. I noticed we're starting to try out some newer bestiality material.
I've always been a big fan of bestiality.
Like at some point in human history, there's a horse that got jerked off for the very first time. It was never the same. I went back to all the other horses and was like, man, you know those guys we've been running from? Well, they're actually pretty cool.
I'm sorry. Do you
I
want
might
to
risk
do you
it.
want to clarify your statement? You're a fan of talking about bestiality or the act of? I just want clarification on that last comment.
You know, a little column A, a little column B. I think.
Okay. All right.
I don't want to mince words, but I also don't want to, hit the nail on the head.
That's domestication, guys. That's how you keep them coming back. He was like, no, they don't have hooves. They have hands, and they're perfect for it.
Are you trying to tell us something right now? Josh. Okay, all right. I guess this interview's over.